Welcome everyone to a groovy new tutorial that's easy enough for beginners. We're going to do this based on the peace sign design. This design was created by an artist named Gerald Holtum back in 1958 as a logo for the nuclear disarmament movement. He used some symbols from the semaphore alphabet to combine the letter N and the letter D to make this iconic symbol. And of course, this was adopted by the hippie movement in the United States and was painted on all sorts of things from clothing to flags to, I saw it on cars and buses and peaches in school and on people's shoes, necklaces. It just seemed to be everywhere. It's kind of the whole peace movement thing. So let's use this symbol in a mandala today. I'm going to try out some Amsterdam acrylic paints. These were suggested to me by another artist, and we're going to mix these up with Liquitex pouring medium to get a yogurt-like consistency for our dotting paint. I'm going to prepare a canvas with a wet brush, and then I'm going to add some of these paints right out of the tube, 3 shades of blue, and I'm going to blend these out to create a background for this dotting mandala. This is different. I usually start with a black, but I wanted to do more of a peaceful looking background for this design. It's going to be more of a white shade in the middle, and then we'll fade out to a darker blue on the edges. And be sure and cover the edges of your canvas with paint too before you dry it with blow dryer. So it just looks like a nice peaceful sky, and then we're going to use the Sorel transfer paper, cut out a 12 by 12 piece and put the design on top of it and secure it with Scotch tape, and then use a ballpoint pen or a stylus to trace the design and transfer that onto the canvas. You take it off and then you've got your lines right on there. It's easy to follow those to paint. So we're going to start out with some black paint and cover those wedge shapes with the black paint. Be very careful with a flat edge brush so you get nice straight lines in doing this. Take your time. Then we're going to dot the outside circle with the black paint as well. And that gives us our basic peace sign. Now I'm going to mix up 3 shades of green. And in all of these, I'm using 1 part paint, 1 part pouring medium, and 1 part titanium white. I decided to go with kind of a faded look for this because so many of the piece things that I had when I was growing up were either on my jeans or on t-shirts, and they got faded very quickly. So I decided to tone down the paint colors a bit because that's what it reminded me of. So we're filling in with dots here, starting with the darker green, moving to the lighter shades, more of a yellow shade toward the center of the peace sign. Doing all sizes of dots in here. You can see that. And then I'm mixing up some yellow and some orange. I'm going to keep moving toward the center of the peace sign. By the time we get to that inside edge, I'm going to be mixing up some paint in pink to fill in that inside. But I'm actually, when I do my smallest dots here, I'm putting some of the pink back with the green and some of the green up with the pink, just to make sure that these colors really blend. When you stand back and look at it, it looks like a fade. Now I started on the outside. I used purple large dots on the corner and then walked 6 rows of color around that from blue to green. And then I decided to fill in the canvas, offsetting rows of color around that black ring. So I'm starting with kind of a pinkish orange, and then I move out to orange, and then it fades out to yellow at the edges. It's really simple, but it does have the effect of those sort of glowing neon colors that were so prevalent in all the peace sign stuff I saw when I was growing up in the 70s. You can see how the purple flash top dots are really giving a lot of depth to that black circle now. So this is how it looks. I really like how the Amsterdam paints performed, and I think I'm going to be using them a lot. And I think they're probably more available to people around the world than the Martha Stewart paints. So I hope that this will be beneficial for everybody. Tune in for our next mandala, Flower Power.